Hello and welcome to the 5-day challenge, Becoming Unstoppable. We are on day 2, and I really hope that you have enjoyed yesterday and you did the work, used the workbook, and looking at yourself for how to change and to become more unstoppable in your life. So hello, everyone. I'm Yvonne Purvis, and I'm a transformation coach, helping women just like you rewrite your story. You can have it all, everything you desire. Just have to want it. You have to believe you want it. You have to really go in and know exactly what you want. And this is what we're doing over these 5 days. We're really starting to look into all these areas of our life and see where we need to work on it. So let's just get going on this today, okay? So I want you to think about, and hi, thanks for joining. What did you come up with from yesterday's class? You know, did you feel some, sometimes when we start looking at ourselves, it feels uncomfortable. And I don't want you to feel guilty about anything you wrote down. I don't want you to feel shame about anything you wrote down. This is about, having some awareness around exactly how you think, what you think of yourself, and the areas that we need to expand in, right? It's all about expansion. And it can be scary. It can feel uncomfortable. It can feel like you question yourself, like, why, right? And so today we're going to be talking about what's holding you back. This journey of life. Like, I don't know, right? Are you sabotaging yourself and I used to say sorry. I was reflecting on my own life, and it came to me today, this morning. Actually, when I was on my run, I was thinking, wow, I remember a time, this wasn't who I was before I married, right? This was in the last stage of our marriage where things were starting to really show themselves, but I didn't really see it. Maybe I didn't want to see it. And this is what happens in life, right? Like when things are starting to become uncomfortable, or you're quieting your voice, or you're just whatever it is, sometimes we just can't even see it, right? But there was a time in my marriage where I said sorry and apologized all the time. It was not even sorry about that. I had to throw that on do not disturb. Now I've forgotten what I was saying. Yes, there was a time in my marriage where I said sorry all the time. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, I said that. Sorry, I don't even, and I remember later on in our marriage where things were starting to really show up. Maybe it was during our separation because we lived together for a little while. I can't remember. But he said, you say sorry all the time. And it was like this, because he never said sorry, right? He was never apologetic on anything. So it's interesting to see how I was in that part, that identity. And this is where it comes back to our identity. Like, who do you want to become? And when we want to become more confident, have more self-esteem, fall in love with ourselves, right? Date yourself. Love your body. Be open to receiving more money. Be open to receiving beautiful relationships. So I want you to think about what is the fear and what's holding you back. Do you step into things when you feel like it? Like going out for dinner, or if there's an event you want to go to, do you just go with it? Do you listen to it? Or do you feel fear, like, oh, who else is going to be there? What will I feel like in a dress? These are the things that can come up for so many women. So everything we achieve or don't achieve begins in our mind. The stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what's possible, either probable, can propel us forward or hold us back. Are you done being held back? You can either make a change because you really can't stand where you are in life, or you make a change because you're ready for more. Most people make those big changes in life because they can't stand where they are. They need something to change, right? So today, by diving into these old stories and challenging you and rewriting them into a powerful, positive truth is everything. Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. It is the power. Yeah. Okay. So what are the beliefs that we say to ourselves? Like I was today, okay, here's another great example. I like sharing things that are around me and happening to me, or, in conversations, because it'll make you hopefully acknowledge things as well in your own life. So after our run today, I live in Noosa. It's very hot now, really humid. And we're very fortunate because usually it starts really early. And it's the end of November and it's just hit. So humidity is high. Like this morning, I'm sure it was 80, high 80s, okay, percent humidity. So after the run, of course, you're just soaked, right? That feeling, it's clingy. It can be a little uncomfortable, but it is what it is. I always say, well, I'd choose that over living back in Toronto, Canada in the winter with all the snow. And the ladies are talking about the humidity and they talk about it all the time. And I said, we have a choice. You can either enjoy it and be grateful that it is where you live, or you can choose to move. You got to change the story. You keep saying the same old story, nothing is changing. So we have to see and be open to what we are saying and how we are creating our life up here, which is now showing up for you, right? It's like complaining about your weight all the time, complaining about your husband all the time, complaining about your job. I want you to really, what is holding you back from making a change? Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. These are the hard truths. If I knew this about myself, I would have done more understanding of my own marriage. I wasn't aware of it. So we're in a different era, right? We're in a different place. And it's all about change, stepping into that greater self of yourself. Who do you want to become? Who is it? Who are you? Share some of the things that you felt from yesterday's work. So pop it in the chat for me. Oh, that's a good one. So yes, when we are getting to acknowledge, like, how do you want to act? You're not rushing around. How's your car? Is it messy or clean? Yes, I know, right? Because it's like the identity again, right? If your car is messy, whoo-hoo, shows you your life is messy. It's a reflection of who you are. Things will reflect back. So when we want to, like, ooh, this is so fun, guys. Like, I just love this work, right? It's the best part. And I want you to know, like I was reflecting today about life after divorce, because there's so many of you that have been divorced. Like, it's so common now, right? Even yesterday, I was speaking, can't remember her name, sorry. I'm not going to say it, but anyway, she was saying she was divorced as well, 30 years, right? She was married for 30 years. It impacts us. I was 20 years, moved countries, had a whole life shift. And if you haven't been through that, that's okay, fantastic, if you have a healthy marriage. But there's a lot of women that stay in marriages because of being uncertain in where to go and breaking up the family and worried about all these other things, rather than looking at yourself. It's your life, right? We get to choose. So if you are choosing to leave, it's okay. If you're choosing to stay, it's okay. But you need to then change the story in your head, right? So, but our past experience, especially when we go through a divorce, like it is really, we want to embrace the new us, because you can create your life. You can create your life so that it's so amazing and wonderful. Like you have it all. You don't need a man. The man's not going to save you. I don't want you jumping into relationship to relationship. I see a lot of people doing this, right? Someone has to save them, need to be loved by someone else. Love is in here. We have to be a whole person. And once you become a whole person, that beautiful partner will come into your life. I believe that 100%. Relationships, similar, respectful, caring friends, friends that, check in on you, friends that are reciprocal. Like this is the relationships we create. Or are you having relationships in your life that take you for granted and expect you to do everything? Not engaging with you, kind of leave you on the sidelines. Like what kind of relationships do you want in your life? Do you want, what is it? Oh, yeah. So this is a good one. She feels like she's the one that always is the organizer. Sometimes the organizers, though, are just so good at it that others are not as good, so they don't feel like they want to. So take it as a compliment. I'm sort of like that. I was an event planner forever, but I am an organizer. So it's a positive thing. I want you to know that people think, wow, you're just so good at it. So take it as a positive feedback. But I also understand that we want it to be others to invite us as well and to organize things. But if they do, you can't complain about them, right? Organizers like to organize for a reason. It's a bit of control. We don't want to control. We want to be so open and grateful, and we want more. So we want to be open to experiences in life. So our past can obviously have the past stories of fear and failure or negative conditioning. So what's holding you back? Don't you want to move forward in life? This is about being unstoppable. How do we become unstoppable? It's doing things that make us uncomfortable. I want you to get really good at being uncomfortable. It's the only way, right? It's the only way of life. You want to have more income coming in. I don't really like using income because we are in a service industry, right? The circulation and how money plays in this, even with, when you have a normal job, you are going to work. So that's why they pay you to go to work, right? You do a job, you work probably more hours, but you're being paid on an hourly wage. And there's pros and cons from that, right? Because you're probably worth more, but maybe you're not asking for more. Maybe your job, or you want a promotion, you need to step into that. So is that fear holding you back from demanding, feeling the demand, like feeling like you're worth it, and because you want to have, you're good at what you do, right? So these are things that I want you to think about if you're thinking about your job. And then if you have a freelancer or an entrepreneur like myself, right? We make money from service, right? By what we do. Then people buy our course or our program to become better. So if you're a freelancer or entrepreneur and the money isn't coming in, it's about what are you doing to create service to others? If it's your body, you want to have a beautiful body, are you looking at it and feeling like it's worthy, that you're worthy of it? What's holding you back from getting up and taking a different look at yourself and making sure you're getting up and doing your walking or exercise or gym class or aerobics class, whatever it is you're doing, being consistent, being disciplined with it? Is there fear behind it? Fear stops us, and it's only your brain saying it doesn't like it, right? It doesn't want you to be uncomfortable. We have to get uncomfortable to grow, because otherwise you're doing the same thing over and over. So then you can't complain if you're doing the same thing over and over. If you want more, if you want change, if you want to be unstoppable, got to step into it. Unstoppable. And I remember I put this in Telegram. If you haven't joined Telegram, make sure you come in there. But in Telegram, let me just go in, because when I had talked about the this group, this challenge, let me just go in here for a minute, who said something, right? So I had confidence empowerment challenge, money magnet mastery, or becoming unstoppable. And Cindy said, well, 3 covers 1 and 2 in her mind. And I said, what you believe is true, right? So in her mind, becoming unstoppable was the confidence, was the empowerment, and it was becoming a money mastery. So what you believe is true. So isn't this interesting, right? Such a perspective for you. So I want you to think about being more open to receiving what you're looking for. So abundant mindset, right? It's all from abundant. It's about being more grateful for what we have, self-love for ourselves. You can't keep giving if your cup is full, is empty. You need to recharge, right? So then we need to rest. We need to maybe just stay home, right? There's all these life things that come into play. So the power of your knowledge, of your belief in yourself, where do you rate yourself? So there's a good little question right there for you, you know, and I printed off the book for us, you know, for day 2. And today was, let me just go into my booklet here. And I don't normally do worksheets, but I thought these are really good. Reflection questions, right? What are the 3 qualities you admire in someone who embodies greatness? The more you surround yourself with the people that you want to be like, is how we get in there quicker. How they act, how they walk, how they talk. So I want you to really think about that, like who's influenced you. That's a really good one too in your life, in your decisions. Because if you're sitting around with your friends that are limited and complaining and judgy, that's not going to help you become unstoppable. Start thinking about, like, we want to be engaging with people that are helping us to become our unbelievable self, unstoppable, that support us, that help us, and go, that's amazing, go for it, why not, right? That's what we need as women in a community. This is what we want to create, right? The support to be able to make those big steps. And it starts with baby steps. So baby steps of the impact of limiting beliefs. What are they, how are they creating, and where does it change you in your life by not doing what you want to do? When I go back into my marriage, as I reflect, because we're talking about this, so it's good that I can kind of see things, right? It's like, I wanted to leave. I was out with a girlfriend, and we were at a bar going out for dinner and dancing. I think both our partners, our husbands, were away. And I remember sitting there and thinking, am I going to stay in this marriage, or am I going to leave? I wasn't being seen. He didn't care. He was limited. It was only about him, right? I didn't feel like he cared. So why would I stay? I stayed because I didn't feel worthy enough to leave. I stayed because I was afraid to leave. I stayed because I didn't want to be not married, maybe, you know, that word divorce, like who wants to be divorced, really set in me, that word divorce. Like I didn't want to sign, when I got my divorce papers, I didn't want to sign them. That word held in my space. So words, someone said, like, it changes who we are, but we get to change it, is what I'm going to be telling you. I want you to recreate yourself. Who are you? Keep coming back. How does an unstoppable woman, right, change? Comes from your stories. Rewrite your story. And I remember when and the divorce word kind of went away, and it's only because I'm coming back to changing my name now, right? And it's even before that, like when they'd ask questions about you, if you're filling out any form, it's like, are you married, divorced? It's like, well, who cares? I'm not divorced anymore. I'm single. I'm a single woman. I'm not divorced. See, I choose. I am just a single woman, and I'm open to my amazing partner because I'm a whole woman. I love myself unconditionally. I know who I am. I don't need a man, but I'd love someone to come in. This is how we just change our little perspective, right? We don't want, we don't want to need, I should say. You just want more. So you want to be unstoppable. Okay, so what is that? This is the great stuff about really figuring out who you are and what you want from your life. And I believe you can have everything you want. Okay? I want to help women have the best lives of their ever. Want to make more money? Let's do it. Right? Want to be a millionaire? Let's do it. Like, what is wrong with asking? What is wrong with saying things like that? You want to be able to have the money that you can go out and do whatever you want, take your husband out, your kids out, book trips, book holidays, or if you're single here, like, what, you can have it all. And why are you limiting yourself to not want that? These are the stories that go around. You want to be a millionaire? I'll help you be a millionaire, right? Like, this is it. It's limitless. The only reason you're not there is from the limiting stories, the limiting beliefs that you are hanging on to right now that scare you. Reframe your framework. Why are you not good enough? Because you are. You're capable. You're capable of the growth and learning and becoming your best self. You know, another example, you know, I don't have time to work on myself. I prioritize myself because I am worth the time and energy. This is how we start with reprogramming. So again, even for business, right? Like, clients aren't rolling in. It feels slow for you. This is what you focus on. So we want to change it. I'll never succeed. It's never going to happen for me. The money's not coming in. I'm now worried about paying my bills. I want you to think success is a journey. And I am moving forward every day. How's that feel? See how we feel that energy? It shifts for us, right? When we're in lack mentality and limitations and fear and scarcity, it's a lower vibration. It is not fun to be in. So we want to have more of that dreamy life of having it. Like, imagine if you had made $1 million. And this could be your husband or whatever, right? Like, I want you to know, when you start really understanding how this works, you can have it all, right? This may be something that you've never even thought of. People think about winning the lottery. How many tickets have you bought on the lottery out of how many millions of other people that buy the lotto? So when we buy a lotto ticket, that's because you are in lack, not in prosperity. You buy the lotto ticket because you just want the money so badly. Or maybe you play it just to have some fun, but you don't really see it happening. Yeah, does that make sense? Oh, exactly. She buys a lot of tickets all the time. Nothing happens. So what are you wishing for? Are you wishing, hoping, or are you, yes, I'm in. Because that is the power, right? I am unstoppable. I am creating the life I desire. I want you to step into this. So our homework, right? Like today is about going back into 3 qualities of someone you admire. Qualities are, who are they? Like, are they successful? Are they determined? Are they kind? Like, I want you to look at the qualities of what they are, those people that you cherish to be around. That is really important. Like, I would look back at the coaches I've had, you know, they're successful, they're caring, they're giving, they're supportive, but they also make me feel I'm better, right? I want to be better every day. I get that. Like, yes, I want more. I want to help my clients have more. I want to create an impact for you to have it all. I want to create that, especially from my divorce, because I see how many women, you know, go into fear, lack, find it tough, scarcity around money. A lot of women have scarcity. A lot of women leave a divorce and don't get anything. I want to help that. I want to help you impact your life. I want to help you impact. This is why you're here today. I want you to impact your life. And how do you do that? By making small decisions, by changing how you say and think about yourself. Like, what are the values you'd like to be? What are the values and what was the word? The quality. What is the qualities? Because it's really important. So if you want to be ... more successful in your business, you want to have successful relationships, you want to have the body you absolutely love, you want more money. So who would you have to be that? Someone that cares, someone that's grateful, someone that's already living in prosperity, someone that is shows that you say as you do, you show up on time, right? You have a clean wardrobe. Like, these are the things I want you to look at, areas of your life. Don't judge. We're not judging ourselves here. Nope. No room for judgment. This is just about seeing who you are, how you live, what do you do, and the limiting beliefs that are sitting somewhere. Got to go deep into those limiting beliefs. They're everything. And this isn't something that just stops. You don't just like go and you figure it out and then you think I've arrived, you know, because unfortunately they come back, right? It's a constant evolution. Being unstoppable is again, it comes back to the identity of the woman you want to be. Reframing your words. So when I was thinking even yesterday about today, I was having a thought about our limiting beliefs, and our limiting beliefs, you know, even in I made, okay, so here's a really fun one for you. Okay, so in my running group, right, we have a little chat, and the chat was called the Rat Pack. And when someone changed, I was just like, oh, that's different. Anyway, I let it go. And I was walking my dog yesterday, and there's this huge rat, that big, dead, right? Sasha was almost about to go and smell it. And I was like, oh my God, it's a rat. And I thought about the Rat Pack, and I thought, I'm not a rat. That's just like repulsive. I changed the name in the group, and it caused a little bit of, you know, stirred them up a little bit. And I changed it to star striders, because we have so many amazing runners, right, in this group, like achieving second in 100K runs. And BB, I think she got first in her age group and she's in her 60s. You know, like we have amazing runners. So I just thought, oh, that would be really more inspiring. See how I am? I'm more about inspiring names, inspiring actions. And a Rat Pack is not inspiring. It comes from a different mindset. So I want you to see how fun this is. I want you to have more fun with it and play with this stuff. Don't get too serious about who you are. Don't get too serious about life. Life isn't meant to be serious. You need to have fun. Even if you're going through something that is serious, like a marriage that's not, it's hard right now, or kids, or someone's passed away, I want you to, those feelings, of course, are meant to be felt. We are human beings. But I want you to really start thinking about life as more fun and joy, right? Experiences, growth. Growth is big. And just have some more fun. It's like that child, you know, I remember when people always talk about, you know, being more childlike. And I used to go, what does that mean? I never really kind of understood it. And childlike is like, do I have to go back to when I was a child and playing outside in the sand or something? But it's more just about being light and easy, right? Like childlike, just have fun with it. Don't get so razzed up. Like, are you reacting to people? How do you respond? And it was funny because, you know, when people started to say, oh, I like that name. I saw it on the chat, of course, but I was running around and I didn't respond. I didn't do anything. I just let it go. It's okay. They can change it. Easy to change, right? I let it go. Not my thing. I don't need to respond, right? So how are you responding in your own life? Are you showing up still as the identity and the woman that you are right now? Because if you're here to be more unstoppable, we have to change the pattern, change how we react, how we do everything. Okay. So fun, isn't it? I love this work. This work is so fun. Now, couple of things too, right? So as you're moving through into the next couple of days, I know, as I said, Thanksgiving is coming up. What is the date today? Oh, it's tomorrow. Oh, we're a day ahead of you. So 2 days is Thanksgiving. And I know this can cause a lot of stress in people's lives because Thanksgiving is a really big holiday. I think it's even bigger than Christmas, isn't it, in the States? Yeah, it is. See, yeah, it's a pretty big holiday. I mean, you guys, I know a lot of people go away, right? Go away for extended weekends to go see family and so forth. So the roads are busier and everything else, sort of like Easter for us. We have a 4-day long weekend, right? Unless you're in hospitality or something like that, where everything's open, except for Easter Friday. So, which is very similar to Thanksgiving in the States, right? It's a big event. Canada's not as big. And it can cause a lot of stress in people's lives. Even Christmas, you know, Christmas is like crazy. What comes up, like, have fun. But there's a lot of family drama. So I want you to think about this week, this next couple of days with you, and making sure that you're in a really good place. Like, even if you're struggling with food, I want you to stop thinking about the food and the relationship. And I want you to get out of your head. Okay. Get out of your head, have more fun, have more joy, experience. Okay. Really, really important. Light and easy, have fun. You know, put music on. Music is so fun, right? Before the call today, I had my song on, you know, my guy was dancing around. Because we are energy beings. Our energy is out. It's good or bad from something you're thinking about or something you're dwelling on or something that happened in the past. So be aware of that for yourself, moving into the unstoppable you. The only thing holding you back is you from having it all. It is that easy. Change your thoughts, change the way you look, change everything. But we start with one thing, right? Sometimes it's too hard to, if you want all these things, areas of your life to change, just start with one, have more fun, play around, acknowledge it, acknowledge your beliefs. Really start thinking about what's holding you back. The stories we tell ourselves are so important. I used to talk about that even when I was doing, when I was in my other business with weight, right? The stories, gosh, I can't lose weight. It's hard to lose weight. I can't keep it off. I just keep eating. I don't know how to stop eating. So I wouldn't eat. I'm trying to find a man. Same thing. I've got a friend, on dates all the time. So release what's holding you back. Okay, just let it go. Don't honor it. Don't give it any more energy. Don't think about it anymore, and just go, nope, new person. Yep. Okay. You ready to take on that action? You're gonna ready to embrace it, embrace you, embrace her. Good. Yes. Yes. Any questions? Nope. Fantastic. This is a really powerful day, right? Releasing our stories, thinking about the things that come up. And it's not easy to release. Okay. I know I hear all the time you can change a thought in an instant. But I struggled with that going through my separation, like the stories and the things that kept coming up. It was almost like the floodgate opened up for me when I started to want to feel and see it. So sometimes when we do this work, it can be like that. It's like, oh, you just start remembering all these things. That happened to me. So it's grief at the end of the day, right? So any kind of destruction, trauma, stories sometimes is part of our trauma. So if it's affected you that way, I want you to be really kind to yourself, right? So even my new client that started, she's been divorced now for 3 years, but there's stuff that's coming up for her. And I just said, it's just about releasing it. Just understanding you got to release it, because we suppress so much as women, especially. I think men do too. You just bury it. You don't want to feel it. You don't want to see it. Okay. So we're not doing that anymore because we're becoming unstoppable. Yes, we are. So what a great call. This is so empowering. I hope you've gotten some great things to work on. Get that workbook out, start writing everything down, get it gone, and become unstoppable. Okay. So have a beautiful day. Can't wait for tomorrow. Pop over to our Telegram, come in there, have a chat. I know if you're watching these or you haven't watched them, that's okay. They're going to be there for you, but pop into Telegram afterwards, because it's really good to express what's been going on with you. That support is amazing, right? It's about that collectiveness, come together, being together, support each other. I'm in a group like this as well, right? In my own business, it's about that collective energy. So have a beautiful day. Be unstoppable. You've got this. You're amazing. Have fun. Okay. See you guys. Bye.